Hey guys, Coach Jay here. I'm a mental performance coach living in Ponte Vedra, Florida, and it's 1 week before Thanksgiving. The weather's really nice here, um, and it's just another day in Florida. I really like this. I lived in Atlanta for about 20 years, and I really did learn a lot in Atlanta. Trained with some really good people, and a lot of professional people. But definitely, I think me living in Florida has been a big step up for my career, and just I really just enjoy the culture a lot better. I get to ride my bike. I get to go swimming. Get to go to the ocean. Um, it's just it's been good. So I think that my mind is a lot more clear working down here because the environment that I'm in is really pretty protected. I don't have to deal with any kind of issues. It's nice down here. It's well run. Um, so all that being said is, when I'm counseling people, kids, athletes, I feel like my brain really is at full power, and so that brings us up to the issue today about sleep, because I would venture to say that 90% of high schoolers in general are sleep deprived, and probably 90% of college students are as well. It is a common thing for people to go to bed too late, and then especially for athletes, are having to wake up early. So if they're not disciplined about going to bed at night, it's going to be, they're going to be sleep deprived. So for 15 to 23 years old, we're looking at between 8 to 9 hours of sleep so that your body can reset, recalibrate, just body works more efficiently when it's got a full night of sleep. So it doesn't really help to get 4 hours and then a 3 hour nap in the afternoon or a 4 hour nap. It doesn't really work like that. You can't add the numbers together. Your body needs full 8 hours. That's when the mind recalibrates everything, and that's when the body resets, regenerates, and we really need that with the workouts, the stress, the long days. You really need that sleep. And so it's really not an issue about getting up, because if they don't get up, they're going to be they're going to get punished. They're going to make them run, they're going to make them do something that punishes them, especially in college. But in high school, a lot of these kids, there's, typical person when I first start talking to them, they're going to bed at 11 o'clock at night. Some of them are even 12, and they're back up at 6:30. So if they were on their phone prior to going to bed, the brain is still not shut down. So they're just not getting, they're probably getting like 5.5 hours sleep. So nothing's getting recharged, recalibrated. The next day they're grumpy, tend to be more emotional. And so it just, you can't play a sport at a high level if you're tired, emotional. When you're emotional, you're going to be more critical of yourself, and when other people criticize you, you're going to take it more personally. So sleep is a big deal. It's a big component. I battled with it my whole life, and it's really just now that I've really gotten control of it, control over it. I do work out a couple hours a day, and so I'm physically just exhausted by the time I go to bed. So I know that when I get all that exercise in per day, I'm just going to sleep good. And so I do eat healthy. I think that's a part of it, and I do minimize my stress. I'm not dealing with a ton of stress now. Um, my clients, I like the clients I work with. I got a bunch of great kids at the high school level and the college level. Just kids that want to get better. They want to work. They want to learn, and that's a big piece of it. Is they just got to have that within them. But I think the sleep thing is something that you should think about, consider. Um, as a general rule, most high school and college kids should be in bed by 9:30 at night, especially if you're up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. You should be going to bed earlier like that. So I know a lot of kids don't want to hear that, but how good do you want to be? How well do you want to play? Is it worth it staying up looking at the phone for a couple hours for you to be an average quarterback, an average pitcher, an average golfer? No, it's not. And the adrenaline rush of playing well way exceeds anything that you're looking at on your phone or scrolling or any of this other stuff. So all that being said is, guys, this is a big component for me is sleep. It's a big component for all my clients. I'm always asking them, when they tell me they didn't do well, how'd you sleep? Tell me about the day before. What'd you do? If I can hear what they've done there, I got a pretty good idea about why they didn't perform well. So it's something that some kids, they really just want to be stubborn about it, but they're only hurting themselves. And so it's just the way it works. So if you're interested in working with me or something like that, I'm listed on Psychology Today as Coach J. Sportsintervention.com is my website. I'm also on X. I don't really put a lot of stuff on there, but I'm listed at college as College Scout FB. So, if you're interested, send something there. Find me. You can find me through there. So, all that being said, have a great week. See ya.